We'll follow it up.
All right. Very good. Hey, everybody. What is up? It's your good friends, Kyle Howard and Brian McGill, back at you with another What's Up Wednesday. Kyle, how you doing this morning?
I am fantastic. It's another beautiful week. We have some great things happening within SITME. I'm just excited about the progress we're making and also the feedback that we're getting from our teachers and our principals as well.
It's so funny. Like, we've been in so many end of year reviews. It's been really exciting to see how much growth many of our customers have had and how excited they are. Even in spite of all the change that they've occurred, they're really excited about the potential of SITME for next year and the gains that they've made this year. Kyle, we got an exciting show today here. We're going to talk a little bit about your new 2-minute drill. We're going to get people fired up about the Better Together conference, and then one of our presenters that coming in all the way from Atlanta, Dr. Kristen Vaughn and Dr. Stephanie Golden from Continental Colony and Atlanta Public Schools will be joining us for a quick interview, giving us a little sneak peek into their session, talking to us a little bit about how they're managing change down there. Kyle, you ready to get started?
Let's get started. Let's
do this. Kyle, let's talk a little bit about your new 2-minute drill. We want to introduce this?
The new 2-minute drill, backed by popular demand. We've been getting a lot of requests, a lot of excitement over these 2-minute drills here. So today's 2-minute drill is going to be going over adding people into the SITME platform. It's very simple, very easy, and we're going to show you how to do that under in 2 minutes. So without further ado.
Hello, friends. This is Kyle with SITME with your 2-minute drill. Today, I'm going to be going over another sentence question. How easy is it to add users, add people into the SITME account? And my friends, we're going to show you how to do that here. It's simple as logging into your SITME web account. Now, if you have access to add people to the SITME account, you will see the people tab. It's usually the account owner, the super admin. It is up to the account owner to access those privileges. Now, once you click that people tab, you will see on the right-hand side a green plus button. It is simple as clicking that green plus button, filling in the full name, the email, and if you want to send a message with a notification, hey, welcome into the SITME account, you're able to do so, and it is simple as that. That user will then get the invite into the SITME account. Now, another question that we have here is, how easy is it to add multiple users into the SITME account? And my friends, we definitely want to cover that base for you here. Now, it is simple as downloading the model SV file, entering their full names, their email address, and you can select their role, clicking that upload button, then boom, there you have it, a direct upload with multiple users into the SITME account. It is simple as that. So once again, my friends, this is Kyle with your 2-minute drill. Make sure you tune into our Better Together conference coming up in June 29th through the 30th. We're going to have some great guest speakers, and it's actually going to be held in the SITME platform. So once again, my friends, this is Kyle with your 2-minute drill. Thank y'all, and stay tuned.
Yeah. In under 2 minutes. How do you like that, Kyle?
Under 2 minutes, and we're going to score the touchdown, okay? It's a 2-minute drill. And I think that's perfect for the segue into our Better Together conference.
Absolutely, absolutely. We have a keynote. I would just say a quick keynote announcement. We have added Steve Barkley to the, we've added Steve Barkley as one of our keynotes to the Better Together conference. So get excited for our virtual conference summit, headlined by Elena Aguilar, Doug Fisher, Justin Bader of the Principal Center, Steve Barkley. You can go to info.sitme.com/bettertogether to get yourself registered. This is a free conference. We're going to have over about 50 breakout sessions, a little bit more than that, from some of the educators. Some of them using SITME, some not, but everybody has submitted a breakout session on how their professional learning is changing in this changing world. So get excited for that. Now, it's time for the main event. We've got a great team that will be presenting at this conference. They're living it up in Atlanta, Georgia. they're having a great year at Continental Colony Elementary. Their students are adding gains every year. They are getting better faster. Welcome to the show, Dr. Kristen Vaughn and Dr. Stephanie Golden. Yes. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having us. Good morning.
Thank you. Good morning.
So we're just to kind of get into things, Dr. Vaughn, tell us a little bit about your campus and your strategy for improving outcomes. It's been a really thoughtful one, I think so.
So we are located in Southwest Atlanta in Atlanta Public Schools. We have about 480 students. We fluctuate between 480, 450 students throughout the school year. We are pre-K through 5. And for the past 2 years, we have had a focus on 3 major priorities. So our first priority was definitely to improve our early literacy program. We've made huge gains in math, and we've made small incremental gains in ELA. So that's been one of our major focuses. So during we have what we call a DFS, or Differentiated Instruction Foundational Block, where every student in the building is getting what they need for reading. So if you still are struggling with phonics during this time, then that's what you're getting during this time. If you are in multisyllabic decoding, that's what you're getting during this time. So that's been one of our major strategies to improve early literacy. Our second priority has been to really adhere to the shifts of the Common Core. And so we've created instructional frameworks. And so based on those frameworks, we coach teachers based on what is in our frameworks for each content area. So we have a vision for what every ELA block should look like, what every math block should look like, and we put it in a framework. So when you come to Continental Colony as a new teacher, veteran teacher, the expectation is right there for you. And that is what our focus walks are. We use those tools during our focus walks in order to coach teachers. And then our last priority is just making sure we inform and engage the school community. So just having those activities and workshops for parents and even community members so they know what's going on at Continental Colony Elementary.
Wow, a lot going on at Continental Colony. Very thoughtful stuff. Kyle, you got anything to follow up on that?
Yeah, I definitely do. I want to zone in on those math gains as well, and just the culture of coaching. Dr. Golden, can you elaborate just on the structure of coaching and the culture of coaching within your campus?
Within our school, we do have a great administrative team that we are all very strong in curriculum and instruction. And so that has helped us to be able to coach the teachers within our building. Each of us, there's 6 of us, each of us has about 7 teachers that we coach. And with that being said, we are in the classrooms at least 3 to 4 times a week. We have the opportunity to record them live using Sydney and being able to use that platform to allow for teachers to self-reflect before we meet back with them. Once we've recorded them and they've left some feedback, then we follow up with them and we do meet with them to discuss what was seen. We use those monitoring tools that Dr. Vaughn mentioned that we developed from our instructional frameworks. We use those tools to be very specific about what it is that we are looking for in the classroom so that when we meet with the teachers, they get a clear understanding of, okay, here's the gap. And then after we meet with them, then we have the opportunity to go back in the classroom and observe them again. So it's a cycle of a coaching cycle that we go through that allows for us to be able to be very strategic about what it is that we're looking for and also being able to provide that feedback that we need. And I will say that Sydney has been a great platform for some of our teachers even took on wanting to record themselves so that they're able to look at it to see what they can improve on. So it has been a great platform for our teachers as well as for us as a leadership team. One other side note is that I do know that Dr. Vaughn as well has us to record our coaching sessions with our teachers so that then she can meet with us so we can all calibrate to ensure that we are giving adequate feedback and that we are also providing very similar feedback to our teachers. So I really enjoy the platform for those purposes as well.
Wow, that's really powerful, Dr. Golden, and especially sitting down the instructional coaches with the teachers, recording and going over that, just really taking the guesswork out of giving feedback and really exciting about the power when the teachers actually want to self-record and self-reflect So they're already more in tune in their own, self-development, and just imagine the power of giving that tool to the teachers. Brian, if you want to follow up with that.
Well, it's funny, you got this whole team working inside the platform, and we're not just developing teachers, we're developing leaders in our building and coaches and different things. Dr. Vaughn, what other ways would have your team been able to work together and with data and observation and feedback? Was there anything else that could have brought y'all's team together like that?
Yeah, just to kind of add on to what Dr. Golden said, because sometimes as a leader, you get so focused on giving feedback to your teachers, then your leaders, you kind of leave them out, and you just assume that they're seeing the same thing you're seeing. They're jumping in, giving live feedback if there's needed, but you can't assume that. So Sydney was a great tool for me, especially with getting better faster. Some of those protocols that we're using, we use the face-to-face, the feedback session with teachers, the weekly meeting with teachers, and just making sure that we're all on the same page. Okay, make sure that your feedback is bite-sized. Make sure that the teacher is actually practicing during your feedback meeting. So you can say those things in your leadership team meeting, but it's another thing when you're able to actually see the leaders do it and then give them feedback. Okay, think about this, or how can we make that feedback a little smaller and a little more manageable for the teacher? So then everyone in the building, even though they have a different coach, they're all getting that same type of feedback.
Excellent, excellent. Now you've submitted a really exciting session to the Better Together conference, connecting instructional frameworks and focus walks to support the vision. Would you like to give us a little sneak peek into the session, Dr. Vaughn?
So our focus is we look at three things. So first, starting with your why. I don't know if you've heard of Simon Sinek, but he talks about the golden circle theory, and your why, knowing your why changes behavior. So making sure everyone in the building on a daily basis knows that our why is to increase life chances for kids. Then we move to the how, and that's kind of what I hit on a few minutes ago when I talked about instructional frameworks, laying it out for the teachers, laying it out for anyone that comes into Continental Colony. This is the format of our math block. These are some of the teacher behaviors you should see. These are the student behaviors you should see. So it's all laid out in our instructional frameworks. Then we talk about, also with the how, we have look fors. So based on our instructional frameworks, when you go into a math classroom, there's a look for document that you go through, and then that's what you're basing your feedback for the teacher on. And then that last step is the what. And so for us, we have what we call our decision matrix. So as a school, we may say, okay, for this whole week, we want to focus our focus walks on the phonics block. So we're going into certain classrooms during the phonics block. We're looking for these things. Then we come back as a leadership team and we collaborate on what we saw. And then we actually quantify it. Did we see 80% of the behaviors in our look for when we went into the classroom? If we saw 80%, we can move on to a new focus. If we did not see 80%, then we go back to the professional development and may be differentiated for teachers. We also do coaching clinics. So there may be just a handful of teachers we need to work on a particular area of this instructional block. And then we come back around and focus on it again. If it was at 80%, we move to a new focus. So our presentation for the conference will be around those three things: the why, the how, and the what.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. And Dr. Golden, what are you excited to kind of share with the folks in the audience for the session?
I really am excited to be able to share about the golden circle. There's a quote that we always state that he said that people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. And we really focus on that and use that as our platform with this presentation. So I'm really excited to be able to discuss that with the participants, as well as getting people to really hone in and focus on what their vision is and what is their why. We know that a lot of times people may just go through the motions of just, doing their daily work, but don't really focus or reflect on their why so that they can understand how that why can drive what it is that they're trying to push or their vision for their school. I am the math instructional coach. So again, we did have great gains with our math. And I will say that that came from us being very intentional with our instructional frameworks, as well as going in those classrooms, providing that feedback and being able to coach our teachers. And I will contribute our gains or attribute our gains to that cycle. And I will say that I'm excited to be able to share that with others, because that is something that we are doing that works, and we have seen great gains from it.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. Kyle, you got anything to add?
Well, I actually have to take note on that, finding out the why, know your why. And that's a really big purpose. And especially in a time of, sitting back and self-reflection. Sometimes we have to self-reflect and focus on what is our why. And of course, it can drive us to really accomplish those goals. So I'm really excited about that in y'all's sessions. And I want to know, especially with the gains that you all had coming into this year, what is next? What is next for your campus at Continental Colony?
So right now we're working through planning for unfinished learning. So if you've heard the NWEA report, they predict that students will witness, we will witness a 30% drop in ELA, retaining the information they learned from last year, and 50% in mathematics. So for the past couple of weeks, we've been planning as a team on planning for that unfinished learning and not looking at it as remediation, because if you go in thinking, okay, we'll just start where we left off and we'll help our fifth graders with the fourth grade standards, the students will always be behind, always have that gap. So what we're doing right now is just in our curriculum, finding how we can integrate the major work of the grade for math and how we can plan supports for reading with the new standards for students. So we've been working on that for the past couple of weeks. And then also just making sure that we fully implement social emotional learning when we return to school, because as we know, so many people have witnessed trauma during this time. And so we can't not, talk about the elephant in the room. And so making sure that my clinical therapist is going to lead the work with working with students, teachers, and parents with social emotional learning. So that's what's next for Continental Colony. I don't know if Dr. Golden, if you have anything to add.
I think that's pretty much it. And just adding on to the implementation of this unfinished learning structure that we are coming up with, just ensuring that teachers still just hone in on their pedagogy, because they're good teachers. They know how to teach, but just because of the change in our platform does not change that your pedagogy. You know what is works best for children. So we are really wanting to make sure that teachers understand that as we are planning for that unfinished learning. And I'm just really excited to see the direction that we're going, because one of the standpoints that we talk about in our presentation is it does not matter how we go back. Your why is still there, your how is still there, and so is your what. So it really doesn't even matter how we go back. We just need to make sure that we understand why we're here and how we're going to get it done, and just ensuring that we don't forget that we are great teachers and that we just have a different platform to stand on now.
That's amazing. That's a great next step. And I'm really admire the hard work of your team. Your activity in Sydney was incredible this year. And this, I got a quick throw in, because this was your first year adopting Sydney and the Get Better Faster model and all that. What were some of the things that surprised you on your campus, during this year? The good things that kind of surprised you through this whole change?
I think, when we left school on March 13th and we were told that, we would be away for a couple of weeks, we spent that day enjoying. Everybody had their Google Classroom up and running. We had plenty of at least 6 weeks of assignments for students to work with. But then when we actually jumped into virtual learning, like our teachers, my art teacher, she was dynamic. She took the kids on a field trip almost every session. She was on the farms, and they had animals on the screen for the kids. So some of the teachers really jumped in and really just ran away with virtual learning. So that was really, really, like Dr. Golden said, you know how to teach. We're teaching in a different way, But just do what you know how to do. And then we just, every week, we just came together to work out the kinks. So I think just coming together, we try to have that family atmosphere. You know, we all are a part of a different house, and we try to keep that going as well. So I just think that I was just so proud of the staff and just some of the innovative things they were doing with kids.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. How about you, Dr. Golden?
Yeah, I was just going to say, when Dr. Vaughn was talking about the teachers, we saw children that normally sit in the classroom and won't say a word. Like they actually were coming out and really being their true self. So this is just, I think that during this time, it's unfortunate that it had to happen, but I really feel like it has really brought out some things in people in our school that we didn't know was there. And I just really am excited about the fact that all of these things we can just continue. It's not something like it's a one-stop shop. Let's just do it now and then let's not do it anymore. What I really love is that this is something that, you know, we've probably just been sitting on and needed to do, but now we've kind of been forced to do it. And it's just something that's just going to help to build our school and to make it even better than it already is. So it's just been really exciting during this time. I haven't been depressed. I've been working more, I'll say that, but it's been very exciting, I will say. But I really think that we're headed into a good direction with, you know, the things that we're putting in place.
Amazing, amazing. And well, we really admire y'all's hard work and everything down Atlantic. Kyle, do you want to send them off?
Just with that first year, I'm just excited for the next year. That's what I'm excited about, ladies, and especially the conference. I know y'all are gonna have a great session, and I'm excited about it, and really just a great conversation that we had today. So I want to thank y'all for your time for today. Brian, you have anything as far as closing it?
Check out Connecting Instructional Frameworks and Focus Walks to Support the Vision by Dr. Kristen Vaughn and Dr. Stephanie Golden at the Better Together Conference. We'll see you there. All right. Thanks for joining us.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.